Hello and welcome. Thank you for tuning in. In this video we're going to be taking a look at how to get steel and red science set up. Unfortunately I had already recorded this, did about an hour and a half recording session, and the video file didn't work, so I have backtracked a bit in this game to try and get us to a point where it will make sense what I'm doing. So if you do have any questions about what I'm doing, put them in the comments and I'll answer them in case we end up skipping a bit. But I'll show you what we have done so far. So this, because I've already unlocked red science, is where I'm going to produce it. So this is just a block of 9 matrix labs. And as it stands, I've got a line of graphite going in across here. And then we've got a second belt, which is ultimately going to hold the other thing we need, which is hydrogen. So you can see here we need 2 hydrogen and 2 graphite to produce 1 red energy matrix. So to produce hydrogen we need, let me show you, where's hydrogen? Can't see how, oh there we go, sorry. We need to do plasma refining and then X-ray fracking. So if you haven't already unlocked it in your technologies, if we can find it, so you need this basic chemical engineering. Sorry, tell a lie, you need plasma extract refining, and then once you've got that, that will lead to X-ray cracking. Fortunately, you do need red science to unlock X-ray cracking, so once we've got red science going, that should be the thing to research, and I will show you why. And it's all about this recipe here that helps you get a better supply of hydrogen. So to make it, if you look here, hopefully it says in one of these things, just to show you, well, either way, we need oil. So if you can get an oil extractor, like a crude oil deposit somewhere nearby, that's great. It doesn't really matter because obviously we've got belts. So what we've done, we've built an oil extractor, and we've just got a line of oil coming out of it at the moment. And we're going to use these refineries to do stuff with it. As you can see, to make them, we need, it's probably best in this screen, we need steel. We need stone bricks, we need chips, and we need plasma exciters. So this is what we've got set up so far regarding the red science, and I'll show you what we've done with steel, which is already set up. It's really easy, it follows a similar process to how we've set up our iron smelting already. So what we've got here is we found some iron deposits. We've got a couple of miners. And we've got we're not merging the belts, we've got separate belts. So we've got iron ore here going into the middle, iron ore here going into the middle, and these guys are just smelting iron bars or iron ingots. And then on the outside we have the output belt, which then goes into the middle and becomes the input belt for these smelters, which are making the steel bars, steel girders. And then as it stands, I've just got a storage box. I might as well pop another one on top. Have I got any steel in my inventory now? So we'll grab some. We're not quite at the point where we need this going anywhere yet, but here's just a nice little stockpile of steel should we need it. We're also going to need some of these guys. If we head off to the mall, we'll get some chips. Chips, 200 should be more than enough. And then we needed plasma exciters. So what do we need for those? Prisms and magnets. So we've definitely got magnets going on somewhere. Magnets over here. And I think we've got prisms on the go somewhere. In fact, I think we may have already gone past them, which is quite annoying. There we go, there's a stockpile of prisms. So So now we can make some of these guys. So we want the oil refineries. Wow, plasma things use a lot of these magnets we need, isn't it? Oh, you know what? I've already got a load ready from ones I deleted. We don't need to do that. Stupid me. So we're going to do we're going to work on the premise that we haven't got the first recipe so far. I.e. we do not have this X-ray cracking unlocked. So we're going to set up a little line for that. So this will get you your first little bits of hydrogen that you need. So we're just going to plonk a couple of these guys down. And the recipe they're going to be doing is this first one. So all this needs is the unrefined oil, and it's going to produce refined oil and 1 hydrogen. So that helps us get started. So you can see here we've got our line coming in for oil. Let's copy that over. And then we can do, where can we do it? We can just do it on this other side here. You can pop a belt down for oil. Doesn't really matter what side, although you should, I guess, think slightly long term. In fact, we'll use that for the hydrogen, and we'll use this other side for the oil. So we'll make sure we use our filters on the sorters. So all we're doing there is when we select the start location for the sorter, just using the tab key goes through. So we're going to set this one to oil. And we go around here and we'll output hydrogen onto there. And that's your first thing. We are going to set up a couple more though, because we are going to need that crude oil later on. So we'll get these going. Again, we're going to extract hydrogen onto there, and oil on the other side. Do just pay attention when you're using these filters, it can be very frustrating if you mess up. And there we go. So that's quite simple. As we mentioned, we've got graphite already, which is your other ingredient for red science. So that's just made in a smelter for smelting coal. So I've got just a couple of smelters because it produces a really large amount. In fact, we may as well buffer that there. We've got a little buffer box on, just so we can keep producing it and it will release them whenever we need them. So all we need to do now is we're going to connect up the hydrogen onto this belt here. And this oil for now, because we don't really need it, we're going to store in a liquid tank. I can't remember what that belt was for. I'm sure we'll find out shortly. So we're just going to bring this one up and over. And that will store nicely in the liquid tank. Can fill up quite quick, so we'll pop another one on top. I don't know if we talked about liquid tanks before, but just pay attention to which things are liquids basically, because if you try to store liquids in a normal tank, in a normal storage box, it's going to be awful. For example, you can only fit 20 hydrogen in one stack, whereas you can fit it in a normal storage, but you can fit tons in one of these. As you can see, we're now making red science. Dead simple. and it's sending them off down there to my research area. But you'll very quickly find that this isn't producing a great deal of hydrogen. It's nowhere near a full belt. Look at all these gaps here, absolutely rubbish. So what we can do is we can make a much more efficient hydrogen production system as soon as we've unlocked X-ray cracking. Now, fortunately for the purpose of this, we have already done, as I said. My video didn't process properly for whatever reason, so we're starting again. So we will show you that because it's a really nice little, it almost fuels itself in terms of hydrogen. And we'll see what I mean in a second. So we're going to set up a load of these guys. I've probably picked, I'll need a space for a power pole. Probably picked a bit of a bad place here, I need some landfill. And I have actually set up a bit of a landfill production area over here in near my mall. Where are you? Let's see what we've got built up. There we go. That should be enough, hopefully. All this does is allows us to build a foundation so we could build more stuff. With this, as we're using it, if you select it, it just brings up a small square. If you press plus, it covers a much bigger area, and you can just blank it. And then when you run out of things, it will just say lack of item.
Insufficient required
and you can also use the minus key to shrink it. It's quite a nice little tip. So I found that out purely by accident. Previously, I was just spamming with the small area brush, and it took a while, let me tell you. Okay, that should... Oh, I wonder if the curvature there is going to throw us off slightly. Oh, it should be okay. So for this, we need 3 belts in the middle. One of them is going to feed crude oil, as we'll show you the recipe. So we set X-ray cracking. X-ray cracking needs hydrogen, and it needs refined oil. So we need a feed for the let's get over here, the oil. Have we got belts? Might need some more belts. So we'll run this guy up and over. Stupid power poles causing me problems there. Come on, bots, do your thing. Hurry, hurry. Okay, so that's going to feed our oil in. These belts in the middle, they are going to, you can probably get away with 2 to be fair, but I'm doing it with 3. Will allow us to dispose of our graphite that we're going to be making. Copy these recipes. Come on, there we go. Are they all selected yet? Cool. Then we're going to have a belt down either side, and that is going to deal with our hydrogen. Now, my only concern here is if we're going to have enough oil production, but we shall see. If not, it's easy enough to start another one. Okay, so while the bots do their thing, we're going to need power I should have left another gap, which is frustrating, so we'll probably have to drop one of these in here. I think that should cover everything. And next, when we do these sorters, do pay attention to what we do, because we're going to be using the filters, and it's important that you get them the right way around. The first one's that easy. We're going to take crude oil from the middle, or refined oil, sorry, to either side. To extend this belt slightly. Oh, we've just got enough belt. That's not connected there, is it? That's going to move it from belt to belt. That would make it go horribly wrong. Okay. Then now we're going to set up where these guys are going to output the graphite into these middle belts here. Okay. Okay, that's done. So they're going to export graphite onto there, and then this line is where we're going to use our. We're running out of energy. What have we got? Got some graphite. Got all sorts. Chuck some oil in. So in fact, we can chuck our oil onto here. Nice, so we don't lose it. All I'm doing there is clicking on the belt and bringing up my inventory. Control and left click brings up the item, and then I'm just literally holding down my left mouse button in this little window on the belt, and it's dumping all the stuff. It's better than just deleting the items. There we go. Okay, I digress. So this side is where we need to pay very close attention to our sorters. So they're all going to be set to hydrogen on the outside. The first one, and it's important that it's the first one in the direction of the belt, it's going to be an output one. The next belts, your next sorters are going to be input. It doesn't matter about the filter on that one. It's only going to be hydrogen on that belt, provided you set up the output sorter correctly. Now you may be wondering why we're doing this, and I should have really explained this to begin with, but we'll have a look at the recipe in a second. But basically, for every 2 hydrogen that you put in, you produce an extra 1. So this is going to spit out 2. So we're going to start it off in a second. We're going to put some in. So we're going to put in 2. It'll spit out 3. This one will take in 2, so take out 2. As you can see, for every time you take in, you're gaining 1 more. So it gives you a nice little efficient way of making more hydrogen without having some big production line fueling it. Yeah, we don't need more hydrogen to fuel it. Once we start it, it will run perpetually, which is quite nice. Then at the bottom, all I've got, because we're going to produce a lot of graphite, is just some storage boxes to collect it all. Right, has everything got power? No, stuff down here hasn't. Might as well plonk one of these guys down. Oh, we still don't have enough. Stupid. Should listen to my own advice and plan your power as you go, but hey, do as I say, not as I do. Oil is connected nicely. So all we need to do now is kickstart it in these first two with some hydrogen. So we've got plenty. Kickstart this side by doing the same. Well, this guy's already full of hydrogen, so it's not going to take them in quite so quickly. But what you'll see very soon is when this catches up, it will have enough excess hydrogen to send it down to the next one. There we go already. And this will do the same once it's full. So it's like a domino effect almost. This one is knocking into this one, and so on. And is providing enough hydrogen, hopefully, to fill a belt. I've no idea what we've got going on here. We're just moving graphite around just for the hell of it, why not? So what we've got, sorry, at the end of these hydrogen runs is the belts just coming together. I've got to run out of belts at the last moment. That is frustrating. Have we got enough? Can we do it? Oh, just a couple short. I'm sure we can nab some from somewhere. Got some wasteful belt usage there. Okay, so we can send the hydrogen that we make from this, which is already starting to appear, onto this existing belt. And once it catches up, you'll see once again it's not quite a full belt, so we probably need to go maybe not quite double, but maybe 4, maybe 6 more of these guys to get a full belt. If you want to be like really super efficient, and I think the oil should just about manage that. Although we are using a little bit of a buffer at the moment. Is this going up or down? Creeping down slowly. We have got plenty of... Have we got enough crude? No, we don't have a backlog of crude either. So to do that, you would need at least 1 more of these guys, maybe 2. Certainly 1 more if you wanted to fuel another line of 4 of these guys. This is just about enough. In fact, this last one isn't getting any. So as it stands, one of these guys can only fuel 3 of these. So that's something to think about. Anyway, this isn't a maths lesson. I've said before in other videos, this is not going to be totally min-max, just nice, interesting ways of doing things. But anyway, that, people, is steel and red science. So I hope you found it useful. Hopefully it's not too disjointed from the last video. As I say, I did have issues with the recording last time. Hope you liked it. If you have, give us a thumbs up. If you've got better ways of doing things, by all means put them in the comments along with any questions. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.